Good afternoon, everyone. It is time for another English lesson for grade 4's English First Additional Language. We are currently in week 8. Welcome, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys participate in the conversation that we are having about the work. Those of you who don't know, my name is Marilet Geldenhuys. You can call me Mrs. Geldenhuys, Mrs. G, anything you want. And it's good to see you guys again. Let's quickly look at what we did yesterday. We focused on comprehension. We looked at a street map. Can you remember? And then you had to follow directions and you had to answer questions about the map. Excuse me. Today we are going to focus on our writing skills. Now, I don't think this is a topic that many of you are excited about, but writing can be fun. Today, our writing will also be based on a map. I hope that as we go through these lessons, that every week you see that all these things that you actually don't like that much can be a lot of fun. We will look at that same street map, as I said, and then you will write your own directions. You will also make adjustments to the map. All right, so let's look at the first slide. When it comes to left and right on a map, I think you guys get confused a bit. Because if you are looking from your computers, if you're looking at the map and you are going away from where you are sitting, that's easy when you have to turn left or right. But when you are coming towards this area where you are sitting, then you get confused and you want to say that left is right and right is left. So here's a good way that you can remember it. Just think of your left hand. If you're walking down the street, if you're coming towards the screen like Bobby is right now, his left hand will be on the right side of the screen, as you can see. So here is his left hand as you are facing right now. You and Bobby are facing in the same direction. So both of you have the same left side. But as soon as he turns around, let me go back. As soon as he turns around, his left hand is on the other side. So this is a useful tip. Remember, this is the way you are facing, because you are looking in that direction. Then his left hand is the same as your left hand, but as soon as you turn around, his left hand is on the right side. So please remember, you are walking in your mind. If you are following these maps, pretend that there's a little man like Bobby walking down the street and ask yourself, where is his right hand? Where is his left hand? So today it will be a little harder than yesterday because you could only just yesterday you just followed my directions, but today you are going to give the directions because it's a writing lesson. So you have to come up with the writing. All right, so remember this map, we looked at it yesterday. So you are going to tell me, how do you get from Catherine's house to Ruth's house? So I just want the first sentence, not a lot, just the first sentence. What would you say? And as we're going, I'm going to correct everybody's sentences. If there's no verb, I will tell you to add a verb. Remember to use command sentences. Remember to use punctuation and capital letters. I will excuse the capital letters for now because I think it's difficult for you guys to type if you're on a phone or a tablet. But when you are writing, you definitely have to remember your capital letters. Right, so who of you can tell me the first sentence? How do you get from Catherine's house to Ruth's house? What's the first thing that you will write down? I'm going to show you my first sentence and then let me see. Chioma said, go towards Elm Street. Remember, you are already in Elm Street or Elm Court because you are leaving Catherine's house. So if you're saying go towards Elm Court, then someone will be confused because they are standing in or by Elm Court. So you're already there. So let me tell you the first sentence. There it is. Turn right into Main Street. So I'm going from Catherine's house to Ruth's house. Turn right into Main Street. What's the next thing that you can tell, or next instruction or direction that you can give? There we say, see, move to the car, turn. If you're writing directions, instructions, you don't need to say move to the car, walk to the gate or anything like that. You can just pretend that they're already in the car, they're already in the street. And go, let me see, go right into, guys, full sentences. Otherwise, I don't know what you are saying. Go east into Main Street. So I think what you're trying to say is go east in Elm Court and then turn into Main Street, right? So if you look on the screen, you will see that we've already turned right. Turn right into Main Street. Before you cannot go directly from Main Street to Twisted Lane. So there's something in between that you guys are leaving out. Go left into 5th Street. Okay, you could go left into 5th Street, but that is a little bit longer. Let's take the shortest route. So let me show you quickly on the map. We already turned left here, right? So we are driving down Main Street now. Now someone said turn left into 5th Street, but that's not the shortest route. The shortest route would be, there we go. Who's this? I have no idea how to say this name. You said turn right into 5th Street. So there we go. It's right. Now you guys have to think about which side is right. It's this way, right? Remember, pretend there's a little man walking down the street, coming from this side, going towards 5th Street. Where is his right hand? It's not the same right as your right. So the next step will be turn right into 5th Street. And then what do we do? So you have to think, there's a little man in the street. Where is his left hand? Where's his right hand? What do I do from here where the yellow line stopped? We cannot say go down. Remember, we can only use directions like north, east, south, and west, and or we can say straight or turn around, go back, right and left. There we go. Who said this? Dane said go left into Twisted Lane. So we can say turn left, here I turn into Twisted Lane. See, I said turn left at Twisted Lane. And then how can I finish off? Where will Ruth's house be if I'm in Twisted Lane? Will it be on the right side or the left side of the street? Guys, I'm not going to look at one-word answers. Please type full sentences. So I said turn left into Twisted Lane, and then you can say Ruth's house will be. There we go. Joda said it's on the right. So you can start with whose house. So you say Ruth's house will be on your right side. Do you understand why this is the right side and not the left side? Who of you does not understand this? Because if you look at your screen, it looks like it's the left side, but I'm saying it's the right side. Okay, it seems like everybody understands it. So if you're getting confused, pretend that you or some little guy is walking down the street and you are, like if you're coming down Main Street, then your right side will be where Ariana's house is and your left side will be where the library is. But if I'm looking at the screen, it's the other way around. All right, let's go to the next one. Same map. Now you have to give me new instructions. How do you get from the supermarket to the school? So here's the supermarket. Here's the school. What's the first thing you'd say? If I said, hey, explain to me quickly, how do you get from the supermarket to the school? I said, Caleb asked me, ma'am, is Ruth a boy or a girl? Ruth is a girl's name, so she's a girl. All right, so Chioma said head left. And Hillary said go out to Berry Drive. Dane said go out of the parking lot. Nokwanda said go into the parking lot. But then you will stay at the supermarket. So we need to go out, right? And then Zoe said turn left into Berry Drive. All right, so what do I have? I have exit the parking lot at the supermarket. So those of you who said go out or something like that, you are correct. But if you said go in, that is not correct. Because if you go into the parking lot, you'll be heading this way. And you want to go the other way. So you go out of the parking lot. And then a few of you have said, like Carol, you said turn left into Berry Drive. There, that's perfect. That's a great answer or a great sentence. I only said turn left, but yours is better, Carol. Turn left into Berry Drive. So now I've turned left. Here I am. And now, what do I do? I'm here now. Caleb said go to Berry Drive and go the stop sign, turn left, and the school will be on your right. All right, guys, that's your instructions are correct, but break them up into shorter sentences. Remember, we want to make sure that our sentences are perfect. We don't want to use and a few times. So just write a short instruction sentence, and we said we have to use commands. So start with a command. You can see exit is a command, turn is a command. So try to write short, simple sentences. All right, so Joda said stop at the stop sign, and then Zoe said turn left into 5th Street. So you guys are correct. I said at the first stop street, turn left again. So you could have said it like this or the way you guys did. It's fine. So now I did this. I stopped here and I turned left. I'm glad to see that you guys are starting to understand left and right in a map. Because if I look at that map, it looks like it's going to the right side. But if you are coming down Berry Drive, that is definitely the left. So well done for saying left. And then Rowan, I said, I think you're the first one who said turn right. I just said, then turn right. So you can do that. If you turn right there, then you will be at the school. turn right. There you go, at the school. Great, guys. I'm so happy to see all of you answering. I read everything quickly. I just can't say everybody's answers out loud because you don't have time for that. There we go. Another question. How do you get from the school to Catherine's house? How do you get from the school to Catherine's house? All I want from you right now is the very first sentence. So please don't write everything. Let's break it up into small, easy pieces. How do I get from the school to Catherine's house? Give me just the first sentence. There we go. Neo said head north and Nokwanda said move north. Guys, that's great because you don't know if this person which way he's looking, so it's hard to say left or right. So the safest way to phrase this is to use north, south, west, or east. So head north, and then what do we do? This is north. I'm going north here. North. All right, and then there's no stop street. If you say go to 5th Street, that will also be fine. And then you have to tell me, what do I have to do at 5th Street? Before I can move in a certain direction, I need to turn in that direction. So those of you who said move west, that's a good, I understand what you're saying, but rather say turn. So Joda, you said turn left into 5th Street. That's perfect. Or you could say turn in a western direction. So I said from the school, turn left into 5th Street. There we go. So now we are there by the yellow line. We are in 5th Street. What do I do next? What do I do next? Remember, if someone's driving down the road, they're not going to know where they are. So maybe you have to tell them, okay, just go straight or don't turn down this street. You can rather turn here, just to tell them they're still doing fine. They're still at the right spot. All right, then we have turn north in Main Street. That's good. Right into Main Street. That's all correct. North again. If you say, Neo, if you say head north again, remember, I can go north here in Berry Drive as well. So you have to tell them at which street they have to go or turn in a northern direction. So if you just tell me go north again, I will go up Berry Drive. And that's not right because I need to get to Catherine's house. So let's see what I said. I said go straight because this is a long stretch that they have to do. So I don't want them to accidentally turn down the wrong street. So after you've turned left here, I said, let's go straight. Go straight, go straight, go straight. And then I said, turn right into Main Street. So some of you already told me this. That's great. So you go right into Main Street, or you could have said turn north as you guys did. And then what do I do? What do I do when I'm already in Main Street? There we go. Joda said turn left into Elm Lane. Guys, look, it's not Elm Street. It's not Elm Lane. It's Elm Court. So I have to turn left. You are right. So I turn left here. Go straight again. Turn left into Elm Court. That's great. So if you want, you can go further. You can say, it's a circle and you'll find Catherine's house on this side or whatever, but we can just stop right there because it is a circle. It's going to get tricky to say left and right. But if you're going in the right direction, remember South Africans, we drive on the left side of the road. So you will find Catherine's house eventually on the left side if you go in a circle. Let's go to the next slide. How do you get from the park to the library? So where's the park? It's over here. Where's the library? Over here. So what's the very first instruction that you can give me? Remember, I want full sentences. How do I get from the park to the library? Now here it's also wise to use north, east, south, or west and not left and right, because if you're talking to someone that's at the park, you don't know where they're standing, you don't know what's their left or their right. So you can use west or east or north or south if you want, because that will be clearer in this context. Let me see what you guys said. Head north at Dale Lane. Ooh, if I do that, I will go out of the map. Go to Dale Lane. Okay, we can say that. Turn right. Let's use the first one. Let's use a wind direction like north, east, south, or west. There we see Jonathan said head west. So if you say something like head west, that's perfect. Just tell me in which street you are. So you can say head west in Dale Lane. But if you first describe go to Dale Lane or exit the park at Dale Lane, that's perfect. Don't worry about that. As long as you get to the point where you tell me in which direction I have to go when I am in Dale Lane. Okay, so don't go to the next one yet. See, I also use west because it's just easier if you don't know which direction someone is facing. If you know which direction they're facing, you can use left and right. Okay, so I'm going west from the park. Here I go, west. Right, what's the next thing I'll have to do? Go south, said Nokwanda. Go south when? When? How do I know when to go south? Zoe said turn right into Berry Drive. And the next person said turn left into Berry Drive. Which is it, guys? Do I go right or left into Berry Drive? Caleb, I'm going to ask you to just write one instruction at a time, please. So just the next sentence. I know your answers are so good, but let's just stick to the next step. So someone said left, someone said right. What is it? Pretend you are coming down Dale Lane. Then you have to turn here. There we go. Most of you have it right. Turn left in Berry Drive. If I turn right, I will go out of the map. If I go north, I will go out of the map. If I turn south, I will be where I should be, but then you should just say turn south in Berry Drive. Right, now I'm in Berry Drive, there by the yellow arrow. What's the next step? What do I do? Okay, I keep going south, go straight. There we go, Zoe. And then go right on 5th Street. That's good. Guys, when you get to a turn, it's better to use the word turn than go. Because turn means I have to change direction. I was coming down from this side. Now I have to turn in a different direction. But very well done for you that you said go right, because that means you understand your left and right when you're working on a map. That's perfect. So let's see what I said. I said turn right at 5th Street. So it looks like I've turned left if you just look at your screen, but if you imagine that you've come down Berry Drive, you are turning right. What's the next step, guys? Then is it Dalp or something? You said turn right into Main Street. That is perfect. So I have the same thing. I just said turn right again into Main Street. So here by Main Street, I turn right again. There I turn. And then what's the last step? Yes. I turn right one more time, or you could just say the library will be on your right. Because this is not really a street. Maybe it's just where you go into the library. But if you said turn right, that's fine. Or you could just say the library will be on your right side. This is the last question where you have to give me directions. You guys are doing really well. How do you get from Ariana's house to the supermarket? How do you get from Ariana's house? Here's Ariana's house. To the supermarket. What's the first thing you can give me? The first sentence, the first direction or instruction. I'm at Ariana's house. What do I do? Remember what I said. If you don't know which direction someone's looking in or looking at, then you can start with wind direction like north, east, south, and west. There we go. Jonathan said head east. What is east? East is this way. And you have to add the street. So Caleb said turn left into 5th Street. Remember, yes, you can do that, but you don't. It's better to start with west or east, but at least you have the 5th Street, and that's very important. So if we combine those two, we'll get Zoe's answer, go east into 5th Street, or we can say go east down 5th Street. I said go east in 5th Street. What's the next thing we do?
Okay.
So I'm going east down 5th Street. I need to go to the supermarket. What do I do? If I just keep going, I will go past the supermarket. I have to go to the parking lot. Any answers? Turn left into Berry Drive. Right. Remember your verb. You just said left into Berry Drive, but I want you to say turn. There's a into Berry Drive. So now I've turned. And then I'm almost there. You can just end by saying the supermarket's entrance will be on your right. Or you can say something like turn into the parking lot or turn right into the parking lot when you reach the supermarket. So I'll turn in here. There we go. And park my car. Now it's your turn. Some of you, let's just say maybe we don't have a lot of time, so maybe just one of you will have the opportunity to be the teacher and give directions. So let me see. The first, think of something, a little paragraph that you can, just 3 or 4 command sentences. You can say something like start at David's house, go across Berry Drive, look to your left. So I just want the first person to write 3 or 4 sentences like that. You have to know in your mind where you are starting and where you want to finish. Then I will read it out loud and you can check who has the first or who's the first one to say the correct destination. And I will check if you are right. Now for this one, guys, you need to have everything together. So I can't have one sentence, one sentence, one sentence. Put them all together in a little paragraph. So the first one that I see, that's the one that I will use. I want 3 or 4 sentences together. So stop saying me, and write that paragraph. Kayla, put them all together. I can't use one sentence at a time for this exercise. I need a little paragraph. Okay. Look at the example that I have on the screen where I said, start at David's house, go across Berry Drive, look to your left. So I'm waiting for the first. It doesn't have to be long, guys, maybe just 3 or 4 sentences. I want to see if you can use commands. And if you actually, because you're the teacher, you have to know exactly what you are talking about. The first paragraph that I see, not single sentences. You have to tell me where you start, and then maybe turn this way, what is on your right, and just something like that. And then you have to know exactly where you start and where you finish. I'll give you a few seconds. I think you guys are still typing. So you can start here at the supermarket. You can start at the school. You can start at the park. Or you can start at someone's house. I cannot use one sentence, guys. I want more than one sentence. If you just have one sentence, it means you didn't finish your instructions or your directions. Let me see, there's Ariana's house. All right, here we have one. We have Nokwanda saying, start at the park. Okay, so everybody stop typing. We have one. Start at the park, go into Berry Drive, look to your left. What do you see? So is that answer correct, Nokwanda? Is someone said at the, I'm guessing it should be supermarket. Is it at the supermarket? Is that correct? Yes, so great. So she was the teacher for a little while, and that was great. Remember just to tell me which street you are in. So you can say start at the park, go down Dale Lane or something. And then you can say turn into Berry Drive or turn left into Berry Drive. What is on your left? Right, we don't have time, guys. I know all of you want to participate, but our time is running out. I just quickly want to show you this because this is fun. We will make some adjustments to the map. So quickly look, because I think you will find this very funny. I'm going to change something. First, I'm going to, see there, I took out 5th Street. I'm just going to replace it with another street name. Let's say Long Street. And here, Twisted Lane, I'm going to use another word that's almost like twisted. And that is, let's say, Bendy Lane. Dale Lane here at the top, I'm going to change to Country Lane. Okay, so now you guys have to help me. I'm going to change the park, the supermarket, the school, and the library into other things in the little town. I'm going to give you some clues and you have to guess what it is. So I'm taking away the park, can you see? And I'm adding something. Who can tell me what I've changed the park into? So there we go. Nokwanda said farm. That she's. Some of you said trees. I'm not talking. This is not. These are not trees. They're supposed to be sheep. So you have to imagine you see their faces because each of them has 4 legs. So I've changed the park into a farm. There we go. Now it's a sheep farm. Right, next thing I'm going to change is the supermarket. I'm going to give you a clue. Let's see who's very sharp. What is it now? There we go. Caleb said bank. For this exercise, you don't need full sentences because we are just labeling. We are writing labels. Sometimes in a test, your teacher will ask you write a label. Then you can just write a word like farm and bank. There we go. I see all the answers. So many of you participating. I'm so happy about that. Right, the next thing I'm going to change is the school. Let's see who's the quickest. There we go. It's Caleb again. It's a hospital. Perfect. Look at the spelling, guys. Hospital is spelled with one L and there's an A-L, not U-L. And the very last thing we're going to change is the library. I wonder what the library is going to turn into. Ready? There we go. Who's the first one? So many of you answer. It's Zinzi, but there are so many of you who actually wrote the answers at the same time. Zinzi, you were the first one here on my side that said it's a church. Great. So it seems like we have a few minutes. Let's go back to the previous map and someone can write instructions again. I know someone else wanted a chance to write instructions or directions. So the first paragraph that I see, that will be our last exercise for the day. Before we say goodbye. Neo, you say me, so let's write that paragraph. Remember, I want sentences, not just one sentence. And tell me which streets, guys. You have to name the streets and you have to tell me when to turn. Don't just say go down this, go down this. Say turn right or turn left, turn north. Come, we have 2 minutes. Who's going to write a quick little paragraph with command sentences? Type it out, guys. I'm going to give you 1 more minute. Okay, here we have one from Caleb. So everybody, you can stop typing. Look at the map. Let's see who's first. He said, start at Catherine's house. So where's Catherine's house? Start at Catherine's house, turn into Main Street. Oh, guys, I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to use someone else's because I don't know which way to turn into Main Street. Let's see. How do you say this name? I'm not even going to try. There is another. Oh, Kayla said, start at David's house into Berry Drive. See, you guys, you have to tell me, do I turn right or do I turn left into Berry Drive? I also can't use that one. Let's look at the next one that I see here. At some point, you guys have to teach me how to say your names. So the next one I see is leave the school and turn left on 5th Street. Okay, let's stop. I think we have a good one. Everybody look at the screen. Leave the school and turn left on 5th Street. Then turn right on Main Street. Turn left into the library. Guys, you shouldn't tell me where you finished, but look at this quickly. If I turn left into 5th Street and I turn right into Main Street, the library is not on my left. The library is here on my right side. Okay, but I'm glad that you guys tried. and we don't have time, maybe try to write some instructions and give it to your family to follow and see if you know your right and left, because I see some of you are still struggling with that. Okay, let's quickly look at the homework. You have to write directions on how to get from your house to the nearest shop. Remember, I'm still waiting for some of you to give me your homework. Don't use street names for your safety. Don't tell me, oh, I live in Mossel Bay in Main Street or something. Don't give me street names. I don't want to really know where you live. I just want to see if you know your directions. So you can just say at the first, oh, turn left at the first street, turn right at the second street, or at the first robot, go straight. At the second one, turn left. And then you have to use commands. Start your sentences with verbs. Hope to see your homework. There, you can send it to me on this email address, marilette2007@yahoo.co.uk. And tomorrow we will do poetry. We will read a new poem and look at some of the elements of poetry that you've discussed before. Please follow us on social media. There you can see the links on the screen. Let me go back to the homework. Someone wants to see it again. I'll leave it on for a few seconds. Write directions on how to get from your house to the nearest shop. So maybe it's a Pick n Pay or a Spar or even a clothing store or whatever. Just write directions on how to get from your house to the shop. And please send it to me because I want to see your homework. I want to see if you understand this. And I want to see if I have to spend more time on this. All right. Who asked me to see the homework again? Caleb, are you all right now? All right, I hope all of you got this. You can also download your homework worksheet from the website. So if you didn't get it now, you can go to the website and download it. All right, see you tomorrow again, same time. Bye-bye.